Hello, my name is Manny Marquez, and welcome to Switch Technologies blog, a Platinum Siemens business partner for CAD, CAM, and PLM solutions. So, on today's topic, we will talk about solid edge wiring design workflow, how to construct a layout of connectors and on solid edge wire harness design and bridged out to solid edge electrical routing. The workflow goes so basically, you start with the drag and drop of the connectors from the library or the cloud service. You need to make sure that file the part file matches solid edge electrical and CAD. So they be that's the way they're going to be talking to each other. And then we go and add the wires. We go into connect mode and bridge out that wires and also all the data from the connectors to your 3D and then bundle those. And then finally, we show you the reports. All right, so first we're going to go ahead and basically just show you how to drag components, or first we'll go ahead and open up the project. So we're going to use this door lock controls. And I'll go ahead and open that up, the project. So basically, the way you would do this is you have three options to drag your devices. I already did this for demo purposes, but I'll go ahead and just show you how you would do that. The first one is, you could go in actually, if you're familiar with the, any device or connector that you already have on your library, you could just click on the search and you'll get this list of all these devices and connectors. Or you could go like as I did here, just go ahead and find that, type in the C709, and you see that there's the one right there. It gives you the indication right here that is there, part of the library. All I need to do is double click it and drag it in here. And I already done that for you. You can see I already went in and dragged them all in here already. Okay, so that's how you would do that. And obviously that was part of my parts library. The other option would be to go to my cloud service. You do need to have an active account for this. So what you do is go in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and look for pin plug connector, and then go ahead and hit enter. And you can see that it's gonna give me quite a bit of options there to select, based on what you think is gonna be best for your design here, or best fit your project here. You could go in and browse for them. I'm gonna go ahead and simply select one of these. These look very similar to the ones I'm be working with. And you can see that you still have quite a bit of options here. You can see it's going to go ahead and load in. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and accept that here. You can see that uh, it go ahead and you can view it. And then at that point, you could click here, send it to your solid edge electrical, and it will go ahead and download it. You can see other similar components there on the side here as well. Okay. All right. So that's how that's done. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here. And then I get this. All right, then I'll go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and close this. And the other option would be to go ahead and create a plug on the fly. So if I go up here, you got the connectors here, and you could go in here and select the plug. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna go ahead and simply place that here. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe make it. I'm gonna try to get this one exactly like that. So I'm gonna make it right about that size there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add that part of my library. So I'm going to go find that same that's going to be 709. And you can see that it's going to be right there, which is this guy right here. 908. There it is. And I could look at the properties. You can see that all that information in there. Okay. And then the last thing I was going to go ahead and put my pins. And I go ahead and as a group, yes. Go ahead and place them in there. And you can see that I could just simply start placing them right there. All right. So that's how you would go ahead and do that. So those are the options there to either drag them from your library, find them in there, go to the cloud service, or create one on the fly here, create a plug here, and you can see what I did here. And you can see this information. If I go back to my design tab here, you can see there it is right there. Obviously, you could come back, give it a name. You can look at the other ones as well. Here's the one that, and not only that, if you go ahead and click on the pins there, it highlights them where they're at in the graphics here. Okay, go ahead and delete that. Just don't want to kind of show you that option there. One of the things you need to do first is is make sure that the numbers match the part numbers. So if I go look at this one right here, you can see that obviously there's my library part number. There it is right there. And we need to do that same thing on the CAD side. So let me go ahead and show you that needs to be done up front. So the one I'm looking for is this guy right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. And what I need to do is go to my tools here and go to assign terminals and see that number right there. That number needs to match, or the part number needs to match the library from the part name there. You can see there are my terminals there. See that right there? And you can see I highlighted them right there. So yeah, just make sure that obviously this is the way that's going to communicate between the CAD 3D and the 2D electrical. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go back, switch over here. All right, so the next step is I'm going to go ahead and arrange them in a way where it's, like I said, this is only a representation of how they're going to be, more like just kind of more organized here. Because obviously the wires, I'm going to need to go ahead and add those wires in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just simply just drag them out here somewhere. So when you start adding the wires, they don't overlap on each other. So, and again, that's just more of a, all right. So I kind of, and I can always come back and change them around if they don't, if they start overlapping on each other. I'll go ahead and do that. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do ahead and go ahead and like I said, I arranged them already, and then I'm gonna go ahead and either you have cop options here, right? Two options. You go add the wires manually, from one point to the other, from there to there, and obviously that's gonna take a lot of time. It's time consuming there, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and simply just go ahead and delete these. I'm going to go to use the other option here, which is much faster, like a multi-connect by wire. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I kind of arrange them in so it makes it a lot easier. Obviously, you need to be more familiar with your design as to what you're going to be, placing them in. Obviously, you need to be familiar with your, some of the connectors and what wire goes to what and so forth. For this demo purposes, I'm just going to say yes. This is going to be going to this connector right here, and it's got 10 wires in there. So I'm going to go here, go all the way to 10, and highlight that, and you see how much faster that was. I could see that already is gonna, some of these might overlap in each other, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring these down a little bit and bring this further down. So when I grab these, they're gonna go maybe straight right in there. Okay, and so this one has 6. So I'm gonna do the same thing again and go to 16 there, and enter. Okay, and this one's got 5. And go ahead and window those in and highlight them and go out. There it is. And at this point, I can maybe start arranging some of these in here. You can see some overlapping in there that happened there. Maybe I don't want that. You can always come back and change this, so it doesn't have to always be okay. There you go. And you could grab this wire here and just bring it down here. And oh, it did it. Do that. And grab that again. There we go. You got some other ones overlapping here, but you could kind of get the idea. There you go. I think this guy should be over here. Okay. So at this point, once you decided, and again, you could kind of play around with these and figure out which one best fits your. There you go, much better. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue on here. And I'm gonna bring this one further out here. And this one has three. So I'll go ahead and do the same thing. Go ahead and three. And you see how it gives you a nice preview of that's obviously three you selected. And obviously you have three in there as well. So it kind of gives you a nice feedback there as well. And grab this further back here. And do the same thing here. And obviously the last one is two. Okay, hit enter there. Okay, all right, so once we finalize that, we need to go ahead and apply a wire type, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and select those all here and go to the properties, go to the library and type in W for wire. And I just gonna select these uh, ones that came in with the database here and go and select that one is fine. And I'll do the same thing with this one and do the same thing here. And I'll go ahead and select this other one. And you can kind of get the idea here what's going on in here. And maybe I'll use this one right here for that one. And I believe I'll go ahead and use this one as well. And maybe this one. And finally, let's say I'll go ahead and select that one. And I just randomly selected these wires. So, okay. Once we've done that, the next step is to go ahead and I need to go to my CAD, my solid edge. And here, what I need to do is, let me go ahead and fit that here. What I'm going to do is zoom a little closer here. I'm going to go into connect mode. So I'll go ahead and do that. And I'll do the same thing here. Okay. And that should give me an indication right in here that I have established a connection with the solid edge, which is good. That's what I want to see. And then the next thing I'm going to do is a couple options here you have also. You could filter if you have more than one harness. This is very helpful if you want to have, maybe still store your maybe left door, right door, kind of do them in that order. You could do that. You could filter them out. I didn't do that, so I'm going to go ahead and simply just bridge that out. So basically what's going to happen is going to send this information over to my 3D. So if I go ahead and do this, go ahead and bridge it out. And I'm going to go ahead and point out first before I do that. I'm going to switch over real quick here. Notice right here where it says update, it's got the brownish color. That's going to turn green. So I'm going to go ahead and let me close that. So I'm going to bridge that out and it's send that information over. Then I'm going to switch over back to solid edge. You can see that's turned green, which is indicating to me that yes, I'm going ahead and update that. And as soon as I do that, it's going to give me a menu here, dialog box here to kind of point certain things out. And you can see that obviously, and sometimes it might happen that you don't have this particular connector here. It's not quite populated yet. And let's take a look at that. So it's a connector name there, 7143, which looks like is this guy right here. So at that point, I'll go ahead and select that and assign that right there. There it is. Now it's populated. And then I'm going to go ahead and click next. And then finally, go ahead and click finish. And you can see the wires in there. Okay. You can see they came in different colors because that's what I indicated to in the 2D electrical design. Okay, so the next step is to go ahead and bundle these. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, let's see, just for one example here, I'm going to grab these right here, and I'm going to go ahead and window select all of those right there. And I'm going to go ahead and create one on the fly here, a path. Okay, it's going to go from like here to there. Okay, so I'll go ahead and create a path. And I'm going to use, let's see here, cylindrical faces right here. So I'm going to zoom a little closer there. Oh, let's see here. There you go. I'm going to flip that over to the other end there. And then this time I'm going to go ahead and select, the endpoint here because I'm going to connect right to the other existing path already there. Okay. All right, it looks good here. Go ahead and give it, that's fine. Give it a preview there. And there it is right there. And then once I've done that, I could click finish here. And I could go ahead and continue on with the rest of them. So at this point, you're going to start deciding, okay, which one is going to go to which direction. And I'm going to grab these right here. That's going to go from here, there, and these right here are going to go there. So I'm going to go ahead and select the bundle again. And this time I'm going to go ahead and select, let's see, this one right here, that one, and that one. One thing I want to point out is that you notice this little cylindrical, that's telling me that that's where it's going to be going, basically the starting point. So this will actually select, I'm going to select this path right here. So it's going to come back from this point instead of going from the end over here. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and accept that. You see that here in a minute here. Go ahead and accept that. And this time I'm going to use an existing path. So I'm going to go ahead and select existing path. And I'm going to select that and see that little glyph there, that has to match whichever side these are in. If I would go ahead and select this right here, it would flip this over to the other side, which obviously that's not what you want. So I'm going to go ahead and select that right there, right? And accept that and preview. And yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Now the next one is going to be, let's see, I'm going to select these right here, because that's going to go to this one right here. So go ahead and select bundle again. So I'm going to select that one right there. And let's see here, this one right there. And again, I'm using existing path already. So I'm select that. And go ahead and preview that. And you can see how that's working in there. And then the last one, I'll go ahead and select that one as well. An existing path. Preview. There it is. So you can kind of see how I'm doing this. Right? And what I've done here, I predefined, obviously, that's something you will need to think about. I predefined the route and specific points where I need to come back and place them into. So yes, you probably want to do this up front before you decide, you kind of, okay, which way should I route this, right? So that's kind of, you need to determine that right away. Okay, so I'll go ahead and continue on. And I go ahead and select the bundle again and select that side, this, and do the same thing here. Kind of work my way out here, and I'm gonna use again existing path here. So I'm gonna go from here there. And you can see how we're routed right through it. Finish again. And this time I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing again. Go from here, here, and use existing path, which is going to go right there. Preview. And then the last one. It's going to be this guy right here. And existing path right there. And there it is right there. So once you've, again, you do have to do a little bit of front planning, kind of gets to where you want to place this. There is another option here. That would be your route along face. So what I like to do is select, let's see, first of all, select the conductor, right? We just want to do. And I'm going to go ahead and select, let's see here, maybe a single here. Select this one, here, here, and there. And then the last thing is I'm going to go ahead and route it from here. You see how it gives you a little preview there. And let's see, I don't know if I selected that one right there. I did. Okay, great. And go ahead and finish that off there. And you see how it went routed it right through there. Maybe that you needed to kind of go through there because you want it somewhere hanging in there. So once you've done that, you see that what basically how I routed everything in there. I could come back and give you a report. Obviously, that's what's one of the other advantage of doing this is I could go back and give you a harness report, and I could give you components, connectors. Let's try both here, just how it looks. Let's go ahead and look at the format, and you can see that obviously that's the information you're going to get. You come back and change some of the options in there. Connectors here. And I think this is what you're looking for. A lot of people are looking for this right here is a cut length, right? That's what's going to make the big difference there because that way you know exactly how much material you're going to be using. And it tells you the wire ID from component terminal to component ID to component terminal. Okay, so it gives you the wire diameter there and so forth. So yeah, this is how you go have a simple way of creating a workflow from wires, connectors, from how to bridge that out in the 2D, how to bridge it out from the 2D to 3D. All right. All right. Thank you.